gang, quick update for you. This one's not really complicated to explain, but it's come up a bit, and even though it's not complicated, it's easier to do it in a video. So here we go. Been looking a lot at high Z occlusion, as some of you have reported different flickering scenarios, right? Moving around this scene, getting weird, unexpected popping and flickering. Okay. Two things there. One, if you have a bad case scenario like a window, this would cause a lot of flicker historically. Let me uncheck this and you'll start to see some, right? See trees back here are flickering. And you're like, what's up with that? Well, what's up with that is when we do the high Z calculation, we check the corners in screen space, okay? So if you have a game where you're going to have exterior and interior things, like where you're moving in and out of them a lot, this is going to be one of those cases where when you go inside, you probably want to turn high Z off. And you maybe want to manage some of your specific detail settings then accordingly, right? Like slam the draw distance of your grass way down or your trees or whatever. Maybe you want to think about the layout of that content. You know, there's like a bunch of ways to solve occlusion in games. This is just like one more tool that's specific for certain kinds of things. But the problem with these trees is, right, the corners might be up here above the height of the window, in which case it looks like it should get Z occluded, right? And maybe, you know, depending on your FOV or the proximity to the thing, right? Like you can have the top and the bottom be occluded. And so then the depth test is like, hey, I think this thing is completely obscured. I'm not going to draw it. And that's why we get things popping in and out. Okay. I did some optimization and I added a center point check as well now. So it'll check to see the center, if the center is occluded. And that has improved stability quite a bit. But you may still have bad case scenarios with your content. So what I've also added is this checkbox, which is just going to straight up skip high Z. And it only skips high Z for the corresponding prototypes. So our rocks in this case would still high Z test. That's really hard to demonstrate if it's working. But there you go. Now you can, right, like one of the guys on the Discord has some like really big rocks that he's placing as trees because he has this massive terrain. He wants to be able to draw those things indirect. But they're really huge, and so like it's a big rock, but then the corner may be way over here behind a thing, and then it's underground, so this corner's down here underground, and so right, like it thinks it's mostly obscured, so it doesn't draw. Now you can come in here and toggle on like, hey, I don't want my trees to Z occlude, they're not very dense anyway, or just because of the shape of them or whatever, they tend to end up in these bad cases. Let me skip those, but I'm still gonna high Z my grass because that's the one where I'm getting a lot of bang for buck. Now you have that option. So let me know how that works for everybody. This should give you plenty of controls for various pipelines that are having stability issues. I think that guy's right at the edge of my draw distance. That's why he's popping out since it's scroll based. Yeah, that may be corrupting a little bit of this test I've been doing where I've been checking the flicker there. So I think you should see much better results. There's some math optimization that went along with this, so it should just generally be slightly faster, at least the same, because we are doing the extra sample in there. And then you have this toggle option now. So you will have to turn on custom draw, right? And then do your thing. But there you go. Cool.